At Computex, we announced a lot of things. We announced the new ROG Ally X. We announced a new keyboard, right? A new mouse, and even the Delta II headset. And this is a beauty. It's an evolution of the headset that many of you guys use on the show. I used to use one, and I was actually using the Fusion 2 500 for quite a while because I'm someone that's always been limited to an aux port, and the Delta headsets traditionally didn't have that, but that is all changing.
I got a chance to see it while I was there with you, and it's an evolution of my favorite Delta S Animate that you can't really see.
Oh, you can see it. You can see it.
Let's
You can
start a little
absolutely
bit
see
more.
it. Very cool.
No, I'm a huge fan. These are my favorite headset that I've probably ever worn. I had
They're
a
so comfortable.
wireless Logitech set, but these are much more comfortable. Easy to recommend.
Yeah, I'm gonna just actually for a second. So again, this is not plugged into my computer today because I was kind of worried about doing that. It does have an aux port, so right now I'm deaf to anything Lane would say. But one thing I did want to mention is just the fact that the Delta headset. Lane was just talking about how he was trying to show off, like he was turning his head and stuff. This headset is actually angled forward a little bit more to make that more apparent for streamers in particular, which is an interesting change made to the headset, so that all of those effects, all the RGB effects, and so on, would be a little bit more visible to the front when it's being worn. But let's kind of go through the lineup of what these headsets are. So we had the Delta Core, we had the Delta S, which was the next tier, and that was wired with RGB. So that was a wired headset, and then we released the Delta S Animate, which yours is wired only, right? The Animate, yeah.
Yeah, it requires it for the LEDs.
Yep. So yours has the enemy matrix display, and the USB connection gives you basically the power and the energy and the effects all coming from your PC. They then created a Delta S wireless, which, as you might guess, is a wireless option of that. And this is the Delta II. So it's while it doesn't have the enemy matrix of the Animate, which is a specific thing, this is an evolution of the Delta S wireless, and it's got even more, right? So it's become a little bit more versatile, and it has like that same original triangular design that we kind of always have on these headsets, which I think really works nicely for them. We can even I can actually transition over to here, just kind of having the product cam, and it fits really nicely over your ears. The headband is slightly more premium than the other ones. You can see it's got a really nice cushion padding there. I mean, Lane, how do you feel about the comfort levels of your headset?
I've never had to think about the comfort levels of my headset.
Exactly.
It's just been comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, I am someone that has a abnormally large head, and I say that jokingly, but also I had a custom helmet ordered for me in high school when I played football, right? That's how big my head is. And I've always struggled with headsets being too tight on me, and that's not an issue here because it's got plenty of give. It's not too springy, if you will, but also it's not loose or anything like that either. And that's something that's always a high concern of mine when it comes to buying a headset. Also, we've got these really nice cushions on the side. I think these are easily replaceable as well. They come right off quite easily, but I've never had to replace them myself.
Yeah, I'm still on the original ear cups from a couple years ago.
Yeah, I mean,
They're
they're just
lasting.
so it comes with both a protein leather as well as a fabric version for the ear pads. So you have options on both ends as to which one you would want. So this is actually like a in-house sample. I don't even have the packaging and all the extra components, so I don't have the side by side to show you guys the other earpieces, but that's okay. Now, this also has tri-mode connectivity, which is something that I was kind of alluding to a little bit earlier, which is great. So you've got the wireless dongle, which you can use and you can plug into that. You have USB to connect directly to your PC or your device. So say that you're playing with like an Ally like this. You could Ally X has two USB ports, so you could actually just plug into the USB port. You could do that. And then it also has the aux port, which is phenomenal because that's, as a streamer, I plug into an audio interface. It's it's right here. It's a physical audio interface that I need my headset to plug into that, because some of you people watching may find this to be crazy, but I like feel off center if I don't hear my own voice in my headset, because I've been broadcasting with that setup for over a decade now. And it's just kind of like this radio mentality, I guess, but it's something that I'm just very accustomed to. And I refuse to use a non-aux headset. So I'm thrilled, like beyond thrilled to finally be able to be using and I normally will be using the Delta II headset for all of my gaming and all of my streaming, because we now have that as well. And last but not least, Bluetooth connectivity is an option here. So if you just want to connect to your Ally via Bluetooth, yes, there is a small amount of latency, as Bluetooth is an imperfect technology. 2.4 gigahertz is always going to be better with the dongle if you have the option to do that. But if you're in a pinch and you just want to listen to music on your phone with your headphones, or whatever you're doing, Bluetooth is a phenomenal option.
Absolutely.
Alrighty. So the wireless does use a battery, and the battery life on this headset is capable of up to 110. You heard me correctly. 110 hours of audio. That's nuts.
A lot of gaming.
That's nuts. And it's really impressive because, you think of that and you're like, wow, they must be really heavy if they've got such a big battery. I don't understand how they get 110 hours, because these things weigh nothing. Like, that's part of the comfort, is the weight of the headset. It's not just, how tight are they? How are the ear pads? How is the headband? But it's also the overall weight of the headset. And I don't understand. I just don't get it, Lane. It's a impressive engineering feat for it to be that quiet.
Lithium battery technology bleeding over, I guess.
Yeah. So we'll get to this a little bit later. I can talk about it a little bit more, but someone asks, how many devices can I connect to it at the same time? You're actually able to connect 2 devices to your headset simultaneously. So if you want to, be on a phone call via your phone and be connected to your PC, you can do that simultaneously with both of those audio channels being pumped into your headset all at the same time. Just a great way to, min-max. We gave a little demonstration when we were at headquarters, where it was a guy playing games with his friends, and he answers a call from his girlfriend on his phone, and does it all seamlessly on the headset. And it's pretty funny, but also just a great use case for this device. Another use case I want to point out is DMCA copyright strikes are like a big problem for a lot of streamers that want to listen to their favorite music. So people struggle with, they play the music on stream, then they get a copyright strike, and then it's a whole big deal. But this way, you can actually just pump in your own music into your headset from a second source like your phone, and not be pumping that music to your stream. Sure, there's other ways to do that, but this is a very easy plug and play option for you to do that. And it's just cool. It's just cool to have options like that.
No, 100%. I don't have to deal with the streaming aspect, but I have to play with music in the background. So that would be a nice way to not have to worry about audio balance. Because generally, if you have like a loud game and quiet music and yada, 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 just do 2 devices, 2 simultaneous streams.
Yeah, it's easy and just works really well. So I think the next thing that you guys might be wondering about is exactly how do these sound? Do they sound good? Do they sound great? Well, the simple answer is yes. They sound really, really good. I'm a minor audiophile. I have always been kind of picky about my audio equipment. I've owned way too many headphones over the years. Not as many as Whitson, though. It's a shame that Whitson's sick today, because he's got a wall of headphones, and he's definitely the bigger audiophile here. So he could have nerded out really hard about this today. But it has 50 millimeter titanium plated diaphragm, giving the drivers that it just makes it sound really, really well balanced. And it's, good for gaming, movies, music, all of the above. And one thing that was really interesting to me, and this was something that I learned about even when we're at our event, but this is what we call, or what is called, the Harman curve. So if you look at the yellow line here, that is the Harman curve, which is something that Harman is a company, right? Harman Kardon, and they've kind of created this curve that they, kind of determined is their best sound for audio. And we've kind of used that as a baseline to create our own curve that's a little bit more tuned for gaming. And you can see that it's when it comes to the bass, it's pretty similar as a whole. Like the curve itself is quite similar, but when it comes to the clear, crisp highs, that's we're talking about what makes a headset better for gaming versus a headset better for music. And gaming, you're looking for, obviously, when it comes to the spatial sound, so you want to hear where the footstep is coming from. Is it above, is it below? You're playing a shooter, that's it's crucial to be able to pinpoint exactly where that audio is coming from. And our engineers really kind of worked to tune this headset for gamers, which is really quite nice.
No, I also learned about the Harman curve on this trip, but apparently in the audio space, this is the new hotness, and they got this by looking at a large group of people because everybody hears something differently. Some people prefer bass, some people prefer treble, but when you ask enough people, it tends to follow this curve. So
Yeah.
this headset has a really good chance of sounding good to you because it's going to sound really good to a lot of people.
Exactly. And with the Harman curve, I mean, it isn't as big on bass, like you said, and everybody's ears are different. Everybody's going to have a different preference when it comes to what they want their music and stuff to sound like. But I think you'll have a phenomenal gaming experience with the Harman curve, or our iteration of the Harman curve that we've created here for the new Delta II. But yeah, of course, there's always still the option to go into Army Crate and do EQ yourself. So if you're not happy with how things sound and you want to tweak it yourself, you always have that control with ROG products. We really like to empower people to do whatever they want, right? With your keyboard, we've got more and more hot swappable switches for our keyboards, and it's that mentality isn't changing, right? We want you guys to be able to tune things to be exactly the way you want it to be. But out of the box, I've tweaked nothing about these, and I've been gaming with them for the last couple of weeks. And dude, I mean, I'm thrilled by how good they sound. And I'm actually like, the headset I'm wearing right now to do this show today, because I wanted these available. My head, it's like uncomfortable. I'm like, oh my God. It's like tight. It's just, my head's too fat.
You've been spoiled.
So yeah, I mean, basically, everything about this headset has been upgraded, including the microphone, which has also been improved. And like a jerk, I put it somewhere and I couldn't find it today because I wasn't going to use the microphone. It has a microphone that is detachable, and I just kind of put it in a bag, wrote Delta II on the bag, and where
The bag is gone in the ether.
it's somewhere. We've been like going through I've got a child on the way, and we've been just like chaos cleaning and prepping and stuff, and that got put in a dark corner, and I wasn't able to find it today. But the Delta II has a 10 millimeter super wideband boom microphone that I know Whitson has tested on a call with me. It sounds really good. We would have done a live test today if he was on the call, because he has a Delta II as well. Just to kind of give you guys an idea of what it sounds like. It does sound really good. It's not going to sound as good as a broadcasting microphone because it is a much smaller, band. It's a much cheaper piece of equipment than a multi-$100 broadcast microphone that I'm using today. But, when it comes to gaming and broadcasting and streaming, it's viable for all of those things. Especially if you're just looking, we have AI noise cancellation and you're just trying to jam games with your buddies. It's going to be perfect for that use case. And the 10 millimeter super wideband boom microphone, I believe, is larger than a lot of the other boom mics that you'd see. So I can't remember the exact size of the boom mic that goes on. Like your headset had a boom mic, right? The Delta S Animate had a boom mic.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure those were 5 millimeter. So
I think so. I think that's the standard.
Yeah, 5 millimeter being the standard, going up to 10 millimeter gives you that much more room to work with, which gives you a fuller sound, a richer sound, and ultimately a better sound. So big upgrade on the microphone coming in for the Delta II. Yeah, I mean, we talked about dual flow audio, which is another really great thing here for the headset. Somebody was asking about that in chat, which I was surprised to see, because that's a feature that I didn't necessarily ever think I wanted. And then people in chat were like, how many devices can you connect to it simultaneously? Well, that's the answer. 2 devices at once can be done there. But overall, guys, that's pretty much it for the Delta II. And obviously, hearing is believing, and we can't necessarily give you guys a live sound test. You got to take our word for how good it actually does sound, but I'd say it sounds rather remarkable for this headset. These will be on shelves soon. It's not on shelf just yet, but it will be coming to the retailers very, very soon. If you want to keep up on this and other products at launch, just subscribe here on YouTube and Twitch, because we're always updating you every single week when we have new products on shelves. We're going to tell you about that, specifically usually for the North America region, but sometimes those launches are more global. Sometimes we can hit other regions as well. We try to keep on top of things when we can. As always, this is just a part of our show. As you know, we do a full live stream on Twitch and YouTube, and we clip this down for YouTube specifically. And I do stream every single week on Twitch and YouTube, giving away game keys and basically like gift cards and all kinds of things on those streams. So make sure you hit that subscribe button here for Twitch and YouTube. And thanks for watching.